Peace and love. Sending you all positive energy, high vibes, success on your entrepreneurship, all love, all positivity. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You hit the like button and you leave me any comments or any questions or also any requests in my description below. Angel number 22 is online. And that's symbolic to duality, balance, operating with the physical and the spiritual. Two aspects to create something beautiful. Now, you all bear with me with my phone. For some reason, it's blurry, but I know you all can see me, so I'm going to proceed. Now, today is Saturday. Saturday is governed by Saturn. And it reminds us to tap into the energy of building a strong foundation. Capricorn energy. Building one brick at a time to build a strong empire. Removing procrastination. Building out of logic. Taking all the things that are essential for us and creating something beautiful for ourselves and also others. 3-3 on the clock. Also, today, we are in the energy of the moon, being in her phase as the crescent moon. Now, I spoke about the crescent energy yesterday. And I said, well, it's halfway full, but it's actually like partially illuminated. And what she do is she's working herself up to become full. So she wants to add on things that is essential, that's nourishing, that's high vibrating for her fruitfulness in order to become whole. So that's what it reminds us to do as spiritual beings. And someone from the collective consciousness spoke about the inner child yesterday, and he was saying that an eagle was his inner child, his childhood him. Individuals say inner child, childhood me, and it's just us in our stage of our childhood age, okay? And it's a very great topic to dive deep into because it helps us to dive deep into spiritual discernment and internal power when we're dealing with the inner child. The inner child is someone, it's us, a person that we have to nourish, a person that we had to heal, a person that we had to communicate with and make a relationship to be able to tap into our eternal power. Having the energy of finding our way home. Having the energy to create mystical and magical things from the heart space of love. 3-3-3 on the clock. By tapping into the inner child. I did a video on our mission statements and how is it symbolic to us taking our aspirations and creating a strong foundation, based upon our attributes. Okay, so I spoke about my inner child. I was like, as a child, I was spoiled by my dad, and I was. And the reason why I sometimes speak about my inner child is because that is a fulfillment for me. And it lets me know what's going to help me to become whole. What are the things that are abundant for me that my inner child loves so I can connect back to it? And I was connected with the energy of being spoiled and getting things my way. So as I grew older, I still hold that energy where I like to spoil myself. I like to nourish myself. And I like to be one and happy with my aspirations and the things that are fulfilling to me. And that's my energy as my inner child. Also, I had the energy of connecting with rain. Rain brought me inspiration, love, passion, and drive. And as I connect with my inner child and build a relationship, it helped me to harness my internal power, to be balanced with my emotions, to heal my past childhood trauma, and also to tap into the unknown, the darkness, and the unseen, the mystical, because that's the space where we create the beautiful things the most, by tapping into the energy of our inner child. It's connected with the activation of the pineal gland in dream state. It's connected with the dark and the mystical and a universal knowledge. It's connected with our soul essence and the passion that we have inside of us. That's why the inner child is very important, to harness the energy, to communicate with the inner child, and to build a strong relationship with the inner child. Once you do, it's going to help you on your journey with ascension. It's going to help you to elevate to many different spiritual realms. You're going to be able to time travel. You're going to be able to connect with the ancient ancestors. You're going to be able to bring your manifestations into fruition. So what I did is I talked to my mom, and I found out some of the things that I used to do in my inner child days. Okay? And I wrote it down in a journal. We also can meditate and connect with the inner child and see what was the things that the inner child lacked. What was the things that made her uncomfortable? The inner child could have been neglected. She could have wanted attention from family and loved ones, and she didn't receive that attention. So it made her to have suppressed emotions. So you had to return back to the inner child to heal the past trauma, the suppressed emotions, and the wounds that was ignored as you was an inner child. Okay, the inner child is connected with the root chakra. The root chakra deals with past trauma, feeling safe and secure, physically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. Okay, having the understanding to heal the wounds. It's also connected with the true essence, the divine essence of the soul, to be able to help us to ascend to a higher level of consciousness by shedding layers and keeping that strong relationship with your inner child. So as I awakened with my inner child energy, I actually started to meditate. I got a journal and I wrote down all the things that was abundant, that made me happy, even the things that was disappointing to me. I wrote down the highs and lows. I connected with her to see the things that she loved. And once I did, it awakened my pineal gland. I felt the liquid gold activate through my brain. Okay? I felt it moving as I started to connect with her. Okay? It created the fermentation process. Okay? We have the pineal gland. Once we are perceiving a high level of consciousness, we're doing the necessary work. It's the liquid in the body, solidification, that's going to warm in the brain, the pineal gland, And it's going to have it to change its form from that crown, from that purple, into that liquid gold. Okay, that's how the body works. But you have to be able to tap into the lucid dream states, okay, and vivid dream states. The more that you are able to navigate in the spiritual world, once you go to sleep and you see your dreams clearly, just like you're out and you're navigating doing your daily activities in the universe, and you close your eyes and you're able to tap into that dream state and remember all those dreams, that's a powerful energy. That's a powerful energy that you have, and you can manifest anything if you're that powerful. It's a lot of individuals that have a hard time with being able to see what's going on in the spiritual as they go to sleep. And it's a lot of different techniques we can do, like putting a bay leaf up under the pillow, also drawing a beautiful rainbow picture, the electric magnetic color spectrum, drawing that and envisioning those colors before you go to sleep, practicing them, looking at them. And once you do, it'll help you to start to see your dreams clearly. And if you get up in the middle of the night and you might remember your dream, it might be a not so good dream, still always get a journal and write it down, because our dreams, it sends us messages all the time. But we have to be able to tap into the energy of receiving the dreams, paying attention, having some self-awareness, so we'll vibrate high and we'll know exactly what's going on. 11:11 was on the clock, now 12:12 on the clock. Okay, so once we tap into that energy, it's abundant for us. It's abundant. It's like everything is going to start to manifest. Everything is going to happen for us. So our inner child is our internal power. It's our spiritual gateway. It's our gateway with our pineal gland. It's the gateway with the gods. And it's not like we can connect, we can heal, and we just move away from the inner child. No, continue to build a strong relationship with that inner child, because she's going to help you and guide you in all the right places. So if you hear me talk about my inner child, it's because I connect with her all the time. She's a beautiful being. She is me. And I love to connect with that energy, because once I connect with that energy, I connect with the true essence of the soul. And I was in Alabama, and they had a huge field that I used to go and I used to run. And I was running one day. That's when I started connecting with her. I started to meditate. And I was on the track and I was running. And she appeared. And she had these really huge ponytails in her hair. I always had long, pretty hair and curly hair all the time. And the ponytails was like down on my shoulder, really long. And she was like, "Come on. Run faster, run faster." I just saw her pop up, and I started to run fast, and I started laughing. I'm like, wow. So the inner child is a beautiful energy to tune into, and it reminds me, the other day I was out and the kids had took the fire hydrant, and they opened that fire hydrant up, and everybody was just outside playing in the water. But I was driving as I saw the kids, 14 on the clock. I wanted to jump out the car so bad and start playing in that water with those kids. I wanted to jump out, and I knew it was my inner child. But that's our inspiration. That's our blissfulness. That is our passion. That is our creativity. It's us. And once we start to go out into the world and we create our own families, we have our jobs, and we have all the responsibilities in the world, the inner child is someone that we forget about, and we're busy on a day-to-day just surviving and just doing things for our family and just taking care of business. So we tend to forget about that inner child. And as we connect with that inner child, it's like it's our love. It's our inspiration. It's our power. It's our true essence of the soul. So if you hear me talk about my inner child, I speak about her a lot. And it's just because I connect with her a lot, because that's my internal power. 1600 on the clock. And I will never turn away from her anymore, because it's very important, and the whole part of spirituality, it's about returning back home. Returning back home to home, the spiritual, the internal, the mystical, the universal power to create that liberation with the soul. That's what it's about. It's all about harnessing that power from within. And if you watch children, two crows are flying past, duality again. Another one, that's 3. But if you pay attention to children, they like to explore each part of themselves, every aspect of their self. They love to explore. When they babies, they like to put their feet in their mouth. Oh my God. You turn your head for 1 minute from that baby gonna be into something, some juice, some candy, anything that's around. I love babies. That baby gonna be so much into something. That's the energy we have to harness and to return back to turn into the true essence of the soul. Tap into the true beauty, the true essence, the true power, and the true divinity. And it's going to help us on our path. As I started connecting with my inner child, like I said, my pineal gland, the liquid gold in the brain activated. I started to create so many different things. It was like a huge download of intuitive nudges and impulses from the universe. I started to make geometry figures, creating the tree of life, all the flower of life. I just started making all of them and start coloring, and I was just really tuned in to creativity and unconditional love. It's going to help us to return back home to the true essence. And as we are younger, to speak about the collective that spoke about him having the energy of the spirit animal eagle, that spirit animal could be your spirit animal personally as an adult. Okay, so it just lets us know, once these animals come to us, what is the message? Okay, what is the characteristics? Because it's going to let me know the characteristics of myself. And I raised a baby and he loved dinosaurs, and I bet dinosaurs is his spirit animal. And it's going to help him on his spiritual path. Once he starts to tune into spirituality, and be aware of knowledge of yourself, he's going to harness that power of the dinosaurs. And dinosaurs was always mystical and powerful and strong to me, And some people probably look at them as scary because Jurassic Park, it was a really good movie to watch. But it's like the universe speaks to us all the time, and we had to be able to tune in 21 on the clock to the messages in order to be able to be led in the right place on our journey. And it's okay to fall. It's okay to be lost and confused, because once we are lost, we're going to eventually find our way back home. We're going to be able to tap into the energy of power, passion, curiosity, wildest childhood imagination, and be able to see all the things that is essential for the growth. Also, being able to see the things that are the flaws and the darknesses. It's like we have to embrace the flaws, work through the lows, but take the power of all to become elevated. Okay? Embrace the lows, embrace the strengths, and continue to move forward on your spiritual journey. Okay? So take some time out. Connect with your inner child, and see the things that was abundant and inspirational to you, blissful and happiness, just as well as the negative blockages and the trauma, because it's going to help you to become better. Okay? It's like we do shadow work. We connect with the inner child. And it's something that we have to always make sure that we are whole with. And that place is balance, because we can create an imbalance, but we can always fix the imbalance. Okay? Always be familiar with that, and once we build those relationships, we always have to keep them of balance, and I connect with my inner child often, and it helps me on my journey. So it's just something to think about. And if you on your spiritual journey and you want to tap into the energy of your inner child, meditate, get a journal. Also, if your parents are still near and you still have great relationships with them, ask them some things that you done while you was a child. Okay? And it's going to help you. It's going to help you tremendously on your path to greatness. So, I love you all. I'm sending you all positive energy, high vibes, success on your entrepreneurship, all love and all positivity. In my description below, any comments, any requests, please feel free to leave them and I'll be glad to assist you. Also, if you have any questions, let me know. I love for you all to interact and let me know the energy of how you're feeling, the energy of your spirit animal, even the energy of your childhood self or your inner child. I like for you all to communicate, to put in your output. It just helps us to raise the frequency on the planet, and it helps us to learn more about each other as a whole. I am you just as well as you are me. I love you all. Sorry for the camera. 444 on the clock, and I'll be back with more. Peace and love.